Law and Crime Network, excuse me. Streamer Clavicular. What? Clavicular? Okay, I'm a little illiterate. Runs down person in live stream. Police. I hope that this is his name and I'm just not fucking up like a simple word. Cause that's embarrassing. A little. Okay, let's just watch, please.
Hopefully. New footage has surfaced of a well-known online personality, Clavicular.
I'm just supposed to know the nigga named Clavicular? I was about to call him Collarbone. I didn't even know.
Allegedly running down someone on a live stream. Is this real? Is there going to be an arrest? Are there going to be criminal charges? Was this justified? Was this self-defense?
He looked like Nick from Love Island.
Explore what we seem to know right now and what could happen next.
Is this
Welcome
Nick?
to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
I fucked that up bad, bro.
Okay, before we jump into this, you know what season it is right now? It's open enrollment season. Yeah, this is where you compare the exploitative premiums, the fine. Health.com. Well, it seems like the list of internet personalities allegedly behaving very badly continues, because we go from our prior coverage of Bonnie Blue to now streamer Clavicular, whose real name is apparently Braden Peters, according to TMZ. So there is video that just came out, it was over the holiday, December 24th.
Oh my God, who drew this?
Allegedly running over somebody with his car. It is wild. It was apparently part of a Christmas Eve live stream, and in the footage, you see Clavicular behind the wheel of a Tesla Cybertruck when someone appears to jump on the hood of the wheel, screaming.
She did 1,000 dudes in one day. That's what she said. Oh, that's what I remember. I seen something on Twitter. It was this one girl. She was like, "I'm letting 1,000 dudes fuck me." And I said, "Okay," and I scrolled, went about my business, because that's not my type of content. I said, "Okay, I understand that this is for the shades of the world. This is for, you know what I'm saying, the Chris's of the world. This isn't for me." You know what I'm saying?
Wagging his tongue, making faces while holding a phone, so possibly recording himself. And someone...
There's no way she fucked 1,000 people. There's no way she fucked 1,000 people in a day. That's actually impossible. That's actually not real. That's actually not real. Did she record every single man? Did we get like a clear face shot of everybody in IDs? There's no way you fucked 1,000 people.
Someone in Clavicular's car seems to say, "Start driving." And that is when, like a moment later, the car moves and you hear something get hit. So it looks like the car ran over the guy. And you hear a female voice in the car scream and panting. And Clavicular looks like rather calm, almost unbothered, appears to just continue driving, and then says at one point, "Is he dead?" Followed by,
"What the hell?"
Hopefully. Now, we're going to show you this. We're going to not show you the actual alleged hit, but everything before and after. Take a look.
I'm looking. First of all, let's start by this. Fucking Cybertrucks, Teslas, they're all dog shit, bro. They're dog shit. I hate them. They're ugly, especially the Cybertrucks, bro. They're ugly as shit, bro. We gotta be honest, y'all. Y'all driving around, y'all look stupid. Y'all look stupid. It don't look cool. It looks disgusting. It looks nasty on the road. It don't even look right.
This guy oh my fucking Start driving with this guy.
What the hell?
Drive.
Oh my fucking. You probably just ran him over. Oh my God. Oh my God. Off the car. He was on the car.
Wait, he just ran him over?
Is he dead?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
So now the first thought is this real, right? Was this a sketch? Was this staged? I mean, it's really hard to say at this point of the broadcast. I mean, I'm not really sure. What we do know is that Clavicular has reportedly been kicked off the platform Kick. So, in the wake of all this. And then we got to talk about this. He then appears, Clavicular, appears in the wake of this, to post on X an AI image of him behind the wheel of a Cybertruck.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, you posted this? I thought the Law and Crime Network just used
Running
this
over
for
a
depiction. You posted this?
guy wearing a hoodie. The caption reads,
I've never I have I ain't never you ain't never heard them words. You know them words never come out my mouth before. You were there.
play stupid games, win stupid prizes. There's also apparently this other video.
You was talking about a
that
high
he
school
appears-
crush or something? First of all, why would you bring my trauma back up? That's one thing. But we should all know that my high school crush was not white. Did I say that he liked white girls? And it was one of my my coming to age moments? Yes. Did it change who I was as a person forever? Yes.
To have posted,
But
on
he was not
TikTok,
white.
where it's the same tagline where he's shirtless, just posing in a selfie form in front of a camera. Again, same tagline. There is another video that popped up of what appears to be a parking lot officer. So wearing
But that's not me. That was me in middle school. That was me in middle school. That was when all I was around was white people. I went to an all-white middle school. It was me and 4 other black kids. I didn't have many options. It was me, 3 other black girls, and 1 black boy, but he was down the hall. He won't even in the mix. I had no choice. But yeah, that did happen. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a turning point for me too. When they turned off the lights and my little white middle school crush was like, where Jay go? I will never forgive you for that. I will never forgive you for that shit.
this reflective vest, giving
You would have been
insights
dying.
on the
That's great.
situation that appeared to happen right there.
Trying to leave up out of here?
Nah, that's my friend right there.
Oh man, come on, bro. He the good guy.
He is?
On the ground, the bad guy. He did what he was supposed to. Run his.
Okay, all right, sounds
Your
good.
brother safe. He did
Yeah.
everything.
You came out and helped him.
Bro, I wasn't nowhere near here. I had left.
I don't know him, right?
Yeah.
But when he was coming in, I just was saying, "Hey, bro, put me on the blog."
Yeah.
I see him coming out, and there was some guys. There was some guys around.
No, yeah, I saw that. I was with him.
Or what was transpired, but you could tell it wasn't nothing nice.
People like that
It wasn't
following
nothing nice.
Yeah.
I came over here.
And then there's another video where Clavicular seems to be talking to 2 guys in these reflective vests, saying the people were surrounding his car, that they had guns, that he couldn't see what was going on, seemingly that he was, afraid. So basically the question...
Look, I say it all the time in all my videos, especially with our carjackings. I don't think this is a carjacking, but I always say, if a nigga try to come and take your car and they don't got a gun, run them over. You have the weapon. Now, if they got the gun, give up the car. That's my saying. But I didn't see a gun or a carjacking, so I cannot speak on this situation.
is, if this wasn't staged, if this is real, was this self-defense? Is he going to be criminally charged? There's another video we actually have to talk about too. So it appears that Clavicular is then speaking with another popular streamer, Aiden Ross. They're talking on the phone, and this is where Ross gives Clavicular some advice.
What are they saying they're going to detain you?
They haven't spoken to me yet, but I'm not going to say anything without
A lawyer. Correct. Just do not
You know
say.
anyone?
Yes, of course I do. Look, just hang tight, record, don't say anything. Don't answer questions. And just don't say anything, okay? I let it play out, but you need to be recording. Somebody needs to record you.
The whole thing's being recorded.
He also makes a comment about how he knows he needs a lawyer, and a lot of the lawyers he knows don't celebrate Christmas.
Bro, Aiden be
essentially
everywhere,
Jewish.
bro.
First of all, I should also say this. There is some speculation online that the same person who appeared to jump on the car...
Well, that's a lie. I ain't seen Aiden in a minute. But I just seen Aiden back-to-back in 2 videos, and it's been messy videos. So what does that say about you, Aiden? Does that say you messy?
...was run over by Clavicular.
Are you messy?
That person previously allegedly harassed Clavicular and another streamer, Neon, a few weeks ago at an event throwing liquid at them. I can't confirm that for sure it's the same person.
Is the guy dead?
Although we haven't seen an official statement from Clavicular, although we have kind of that AI image, and I'll get to one other statement that he made as well, or that he appeared to make as well. TMZ is reporting that it's also not clear if an investigation has been launched by authorities. We also don't know the status of this person that he allegedly ran over. I will say this is interesting. James Fishback, who is apparently running to replace Ron DeSantis as Florida governor, seems to have taken to X. And on his page, there is one post that reads, "Clavicular did nothing wrong." It's followed by another post that says, quote, "What Clavicular did was clear-cut self-defense against a thug who attempted to assault him. Stand your ground." Now, as we sort out the potential legal situation for Clavicular, just to bring you up to speed, if you don't know who he is, so Pop Rant says that
Something not right with him. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. Something not right with this nigga. Okay? Self-defense, non-self-defense, I don't give a damn. Something's not right with this nigga. I can see it in his face. Okay? I can see it in his face. This ain't a face that you should trust. Now, I don't know if he was right or wrong in this situation. It's not my fucking job. It's the cop's job. But I can tell y'all right now, it's not a nigga you should trust.
he's a 20-year-old American streamer. He appears, by the way, to have quite a big following on social, including
I've
over
never heard of him before
600,000
today.
followers on TikTok.
Okay.
A lot of the content seems
Did he get his rib removed? Okay, sister.
focused on appearance and aesthetics and something called looks maxing.
Is anybody else tired of those natural carnivore type of guys who are straight up fear-mongering local drugs? Doing a carnivore diet in here, if so.
$1 a month to help guys look better. It's dubbed Clavicular Clan. And it says in part, quote, "A private community made for dedicated individuals seriously willing to do whatever it takes to ascend. No half measures, no BS. What you're getting access."
If you join this, you've already hit rock bottom, gang. I don't know what to tell you. There's like, you can do anything else and you would improve. If you were thinking about joining this, you had already hit rock bottom. You could just literally go outside and walk for 5 seconds and you would improve. Like,
This too includes, quote, 100 plus advanced courses covering looks maxing,
Holy.
nootropics, pharmacology, aesthetics, social dominance, and more. Weekly Zoom calls for live calibration and strategy refinement. Direct message access to me and equally dedicated members. No more wasting time in normie spaces. And if you're ready to dominate in silence and win in reality, you're in the right place. I want to bring on criminal defense attorney Eric Faddis to talk more about this. Eric, thanks so much for taking the time. First, at the time of this broadcast, doesn't appear to be an arrest of any kind. Why do you think that is?
Well, gosh, I mean, for a guy who's so into looks maxing, this is kind of a bad look. That being said, it's a little bit surprising that there haven't been charges after a person was allegedly run over. This happened a number of days ago. We would think that if there was a strong case against Clavicular, we would already see a court case kind of beginning to be initiated. That hasn't happened yet. I'm wondering if the prosecutors are weighing this potential self-defense claim and deciding whether it makes sense to move forward with charges.
Now, to be clear, I don't know where this happened. I don't know if it was in Florida. Maybe it was in Florida, possibly based on the response of Fishback. And I think Clavicular may live there. But I guess the question is, if we don't see an arrest, I do wonder if it's staged. But from what I'm seeing, a lot of people comments online, I think people think it's real. And even judging from his reaction afterwards, I mean, I know there's staged events, but you tell me, if there's no arrest right now or no reported arrest, is it possible that this was staged?
You know, that could be
It
an
could be
explanation
staged.
here. It wouldn't be the first time that's happened, Jesse. We've seen other influencers actually be accused of staging shootings, and there were no criminal
or
charges.
like the nigga was on his car and he's like, did I hit him? And like, he don't even know if he actually ran him over, but they just say like they ran him over. Like, did they see that nigga on the ground like, my leg? Or like, did they just like not see that nigga no more? And they were like, well, we went forward, so did we run him over? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe the nigga never even really got ran over. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the nigga never really even got ran over. Maybe he was on top of the car and they drove forward and then they didn't see him and they said, did we run him over? But that nigga could have got out the way. I don't know.
Just that followed from those alleged shootings. And so this, you know, would not be the first time that something extreme
I know he bottoms.
was perhaps staged and put on social media for likes and views, of which Clavicular gets a ton.
Yeah, look, I think it's very hard to judge, but it seems like everything, reading online, and it seems like this happened. So let's say for argument's sake, this was real. Someone jumps on his hood, is doing this. You heard a little bit of his commentary where he was talking about how people are surrounding the car. Guy jumps on his hood, is acting nuts. If he thought he was armed, is there a situation where this could be self-defense? What else should he have done at that moment? You tell me. Could it be self-defense?
The linchpin of self-defense, Jesse, is whether he had a reasonable fear of imminent bodily harm. And so, he talks about claiming that he saw a firearm through clothing, is how he describes it, and perhaps felt harassed. That's a subjective belief, but it has to be reasonable as well. Also, you need to typically take measures that are the least extreme measures necessary to mitigate the threat to you. So could he have swerved the other way? Could he have called police? Are there other measures he could have taken besides running a person over? All of those are considerations when deciding whether this is valid self-defense.
How potentially harmful is it to a defense of his to say afterwards, or allegedly say afterwards, is he dead, hopefully, and then post that AI image? You tell me if that's a problem.
That's what I'll be thinking.
It shows me a few things. It shows, one, that if those statements are true, this wasn't an accident. It wasn't something where he says, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. That seems like volitional conduct. That seems like something that was knowing and intentional, where he felt wronged him, and then he brought about this unfortunate consequence for them. That's not an accident. That's not a mistake. That seems like retribution. And so I think it cuts against any argument that this might have just been an accident of him running this guy over, but doesn't conclusively undercut self-defense.
Assuming authorities don't believe it's self-defense, what potential charges could he be facing? And it's tough to know because we don't know the status
my nose
of this
crooked?
Who is...
Is my nose crooked? Be honest with me. A little bit. I'm looking at their noses. I'm like, damn, their nose is crooked. But then I looked at my nose. And I'm like, well, shit. Mine a little crooked too.
Allegedly run over. But you tell me what are we looking at here?
Sure. Anytime there's a vehicle involved, that can be an instrument of death. We've all seen horrific vehicular cases like this. So potential charges.
That's not what I want to hear, bitch. That's not what I want to hear. That's not what I want to hear.
Something less serious, like simple assault, to possibly vehicular assault, more serious.
Died on camera.
Claiming that he saw...
out of your way if you're surrounded by... I guess the question is, and I see this a lot in celebrity cases, like they're surrounded by paparazzi who are just surrounding the car. They're trying to get through. It's frustration. You're not supposed to run anybody over, but if this is somebody who's jumping on the hood doing this, is a weapon needed? Do you need that person to have a gun for there to be self-defense? What reasonable fear of safety, reasonable fear of your life, what does that look like if he wasn't in fact armed?
It's a really important question because not only must Clavicular have a subjective fear of imminent bodily harm, that fear would have to be reasonable. So would a reasonable person in his position believe that they were facing imminent bodily harm from a guy who's just on the window of a vehicle? You look at, did this guy make any threats? Did he brandish any weapons? All reports seem to indicate no. And so really is the harm simply feeling harassed or feeling annoyance or inconvenience? That
Clavicular stance, how important are they to this?
Certainly witness testimony is going to be critical for the prosecutor determining whether to bring charges.
Right. I gotta skip through this. I'm not locked into
want
it.
To hear from the onlookers. What did you see? What did it look like to you? Did it seem threatening? That kind of thing. But yeah, I just have concerns about, and one thing they're going to look at too, I believe, is Clavicular's past experience with harassment and threats, because that can inform someone's subjective belief as to whether they are in reasonable fear of imminent bodily harm.
I was going to ask you that. If there are past episodes, whether it was this guy or somebody else who may or may not look like him, of him being harassed constantly, that's a factor in the analysis, particularly if it's the same guy. If it's the same guy who was allegedly harassing him and stalking him, and there was this video of someone throwing liquid on him, that all matters? Does it matter if it's the same person? Does it matter if just people have been harassing and stalking because he's a notable figure, more people are coming up to him? That all matters?
It certainly matters. And if I'm Clavicular, I am having him, or if I'm representing him, I am having him go through all of his DMs, all of his prior emails where there have been threats, where there have been harassment, where there.
He's not a lawyer, by as far as I know, but why would it be important for Clavicular to keep on documenting what he was doing in the aftermath of this incident?
You know, I think there perhaps might be less legal benefits to that and more so business benefits. Look, these influencers, they are documenting so much of their lives, the majority of their lives, it seems. And certainly this was a hot topic over the holidays. I imagine continually streaming it is only going to bring him more attention, more followers, more views, more likes. And
well,
that's
more
where the
attention, I'm
business
watching.
is in. But when it comes to the legal side, you got to be careful about what you're documenting. You might want to have private conversations with an attorney or with the police that shouldn't be publicly disclosed, and you run the risk of all of that public disclosure when you're in this kind of line of work.
By the way, that comment from the guy who's running against DeSantis, stand your ground. I mean, I guess that would be, if this wasn't Florida, that's a classic example, right? You have no duty to retreat. But then it, like, I don't know.
Bro, I don't know who this nigga is. I hear he say he's running for governor. This nigga isn't real, bro. The nigga's not real, bro.
Where there are protests and people sort of impeding traffic, and some folks of some political orientations have said, hey, that's not right, and the driver should do what they need to do. That being said, you know, if a driver has options 1, 2, and 3, left, straight, or right, and they choose the option where there's a human being in the way when they could have chose going left or going straight, I'm not sure that stand your ground law is going to absolutely absolve them from that choice. I think they might have a duty to exercise force that is proportional to the risk and that mitigates the risk in a way that doesn't cause undue harm. And that would be going left or straight, not over this human being's body.
And I got to ask about Kick as well. So if this is true that Kick reportedly kicked off Clavicular, maybe
Kick be having so many scandals, bro.
Removing his content, at the very least, is what the page is, what the reporting indicates. So according to the Daily Mail, maybe it's not surprising because this is a platform that got into hot water recently for hosting some alarming content. It's been reported that French authorities launched an investigation after a 46-year-old Frenchman died on camera after what was described as 10 days of torture and humiliation.
I heard about this.
Minister for Digital Affairs, Clara Chapaz, who announced that the government would take legal action against Kick for negligence over its failure to block dangerous content. And by the way, I saw this right before we came on. It appears that Clavicular took to X and said, bro, if @Kick Streaming doesn't unban me by today, I'm going to spark on Twitch. WTF. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, we've seen what some people might say is kind of an alarming trend towards the extreme when it comes to these live streaming and what they're showing, the events and incidents that are being depicted and just sent out to the public. Where's the line? There's got to be some line. We're not going to show, you know, it sounds like Kick has decided, hey, that might be the line for us. And so there's not only an optics and a PR and a business component to it.
Right, about going to Twitch or Kick.
In other countries, it sounds like they could be in hot water for publishing, abhorrent types of incidents like this. And so they've got to make some decisions here. And I think there's got to be a line drawn. This might be that line.
Look, this is making its way on social media. I wanted to talk about it. It's a really disturbing incident. Hopefully we get more details about what happened.
Yeah, I need more details.
But Eric Faddis, I really do appreciate you.
Honestly, I just kept around because I really didn't need to hear his in detailed thoughts, because I need to know, first of all, is it real or not? Did the guy actually get hit? Maybe, you know, like I said earlier, he could have just jumped to the side. They didn't even know if he hit him. He's like, hopefully, I don't know if I even hit him. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully there was nobody even hit. Hopefully they're just like, well, no, that's a weird thing to try to monetize off of. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully nobody really was hit. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, bro. I'm really not surprised. Word, he there to answer questions about the law. Don't nobody care about anything else. But you know what I'm gonna say? That case that he brought up, the one I heard about that on Kick, they were like torturing that nigga for 10 days and he died. Now that's something. No, that's really something. I need to know more about that. Hopefully this man didn't run over somebody, bro. That would be sad. But I don't know. We will see if he is charged to get pressed later down the line. And if not, I mean, it is what it is. W video.